VJSH.
Ritesh sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Right, thank you, sir. Gautam sir, are you there?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I'm there. I'm there. I'm able to
Okay,
listen you.
okay. Sir, can you switch on your video, sir? Uh, Okay, let's start our second day. I, Rahul Singhal, welcome you all to the second day of online FDP on advanced research methodology analysis and interpretation using SPSS and AMOS. Let me introduce you our today's resource person. Uh, Today's resource person is Dr. Gautam Jaiswal. He has done his PhD in business management in formal economy. He has 12 years of teaching and research experience. He has also guided three PhD scholars as co-supervisor in completing their research. He is all set to start as associate professor with IIMT University, Meerut. He has been affiliated to AKTU, Lucknow, IFTM University, Moradabad, CIBM, Lucknow, and several other privileged organizations. He has a special interest in AI-based predictive models, AI, ANN, multi-layer prediction, and machine learning. Without taking much of your time, I hand over the session to you, Gautam sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And sir, I can share the slide right now.
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, thank you. So I was going through the participants' profile, and what I found that most of the participants among us are from management background. I believe anyone from uh, science or medical stream, anybody who is joining here for that particular information. I'd like
So
to
we are
know.
having certain participants are from engineering background also.
Okay, engineering and similar type of
Right.
programs. Okay, the actually students of medical science have a different set of need. So
Right.
their expectation from any such event is something different. But what I believe that almost we all have same type of requirements from this particular session. So I'll try to be common for all you. Okay, so I'd like to start from understanding of research methodology, because once we understand it, we'll be better capable to understand what different types of requirements this particular stream has and what we should do with that specific software which we will be reading in the latter half of the day, SPSS. Okay, so starting with research methodology, nothing much which is unexplored by you people, because everybody has gone through such content. What is research methodology, what we do in that. So a brief about that. Research methodology just tries to give you a proper structure, a framework of your research. Sometime when we start with our problem statement or willingness to conduct any research, we are not capable to understand how to proceed at the very early moment. We all are stuck with the idea that this is the particular problem and we need to address it. Okay, so research methodologies or research methods does help us to make a roadmap of what we are planning to do. Later stages we will discuss that what SPSS has a role to play in that. Okay, so again the Let me move to the slide 2. These are basic definitions. Actually, when I see you people joining in this event, I thought that this might not worth you, but most of the you people are trying to write down any research paper or PhD thesis. So you should focus on the basics of research methodology. So I just mentioned it here. Research means a careful investigation or inquiry, especially through search for new facts in any branch of knowledge. Means we are limited here with the management and engineering background, but even scientists do research, even the fellows from the pharma background, they conduct research, and research methodology is similarly required for those people. Okay, so this knowledge of SPSS, if any one of you known or if any of you is from that background, that is also important for you people. Again, the significance why we need research methodology. So it's very common thing. We all know it that students who are supposed to write research paper, quality research work, they need to have an understanding of what exactly they do in their research, how to frame a research structure. So research methodology becomes very important for those people. Professionals, they do have their concerns. Someone from marketing background or someone from branding background, they need to understand their own needs. So such type of people are looking forward for research methodology. Okay, then again a very basic thing. Okay, what I
Gautam sir, sorry to
yeah
interrupt in between. If you can slide show your PPT.
okay, I just shared it. Is it visible? Basics of research. I believe it is visible on my screen. It is visible. I'm sharing it.
No, it is visible, but just click on slideshow.
Slide. So okay, that will be moving too forward, and the key will be lost. One by one, if it I'm moving it, is it okay?
Sure, sure, sir.
Okay. Let's jump to the key. Actually, I was expecting to detail these things for a few minutes. Okay, like what is applied research and everything like that. When we start any type of study, I believe I'm on the myth slide. Let me see. Yeah, fine. Actually, what previous slides were, बिल्कुल यूजलेस है वो, उसका कोई जरूरत नहीं है. This is the major problem when we study research methodology, because we study from that scratch, that our first 10 to 30% of energy of learning goes into waste. Everybody does know what is research methodology and this that. So I had tried to mention it in the earlier part so that I can tell you, if you want to learn, you have to break the boundaries of standard classroom studies. Okay, you should not start with a definition or something like that, so that you can understand where you can implement that part. Like applied research, you do know quantitative, qualitative. The myth is it's very complex, but reality is it's very very easy to understand what exactly you need from SPSS. Once we start, we let me move to that slide. Yeah, type of research. When we start study of research methodology, we go through these things. Okay, types of research, why we are conducting it, basic research, applied research. Then we start thinking that, okay, fine, what SPSS could do in this. Okay, what any other software like MATLAB can do in this, what even Excel, what utilization we can have from this, in particular have from the those software in this particular field. Major issue is we should focus on what we need. If we want to learn SPSS and get expertise for our purposes, if you want to teach SPSS specifically, then you should go with that approach, that start with a scratch and try to learn that where all are those places where SPSS can be implemented. But I believe none of us is going to work like that. Either we are in the process of writing any research paper, either we are in the process of teaching our student how to use SPSS for specific problems. Okay, either we are in the process of writing our dissertation or thesis. Okay, so first myth or first misconception when we start studying any software, even not about, I'm not talking about SPSS only, anything, if we start at this particular stage to learn. Okay, we start thinking it's too complex. Okay, which one we should learn, which one we should go with. Okay, like we should master SPSS, or we should go for R, or probably any one of you that engineering background, these people prefer MATLAB for their purposes. Even DRDO is using this MATLAB software for their analysis purposes. All those projectiles, fuel expenditure in particular launch, they have data of that, and weather, everything, that complex data, even half an hour change, how much it makes effect on weather. They do all type of calculation on DRDO MATLAB. Okay, so first curiosity that arises, okay, why we should read SPSS, why do you should study SPSS? Okay, that I will tell you. First we should understand that what type of uncertainties we have, and if you people agree with me, just message yes in that your message box. I believe asking for your voices will make it difficult, but you can write yes, okay, we agree about this, that we have a problem of understanding that we should go for SPSS or go for MATLAB, or say R. I believe you are facing such problem. Participants, you can message if you are facing such type. Yeah, someone has messaged yes. Of course, these things are very much in the cards, that what should we do, how we can understand, what should we learn. Okay, another myth or another problem what arises in your mind, that it may need too much time to master, or there are so many functions. Okay, and over the all last at the last of every presentation, what I feel, that any book for study SPSS, throughout the presentation you people just enjoy the learning, and at the last moment you wish you can get some key, some book, anything like that. Okay, these are some questions, are common myths which arise when someone is trying to learn or someone is trying to study it. Okay, so common problems, if these problems which I have written here, someone has, only one person has mentioned that he is having such similar problem. If every one of you just read these things, if you face any type of problem, like you are looking forward for a book for SPSS, you can just ping yes, so that I can understand people are listening me, and they are capable to cope up with my thought process, they are able to agree with me. Participants, you can message yes if you are facing similar problem, like you don't have time, you don't have any referral material, or book, something like that. Yeah, someone else is facing similar problem. Okay, time is an issue to learn. Well, by no means. Okay, what I am going to tell next is my own experience. I don't know everyone is going to agree with it or not. Maybe some expert may have some different version of opinion, but what I believe is, let's answer some viewpoints. I'm not telling any facts. When we say myth, and when we try to oppose those myths, we use a word, what we say, fact. So I'm not telling you some fact, I'm just sharing you viewpoints, because these are my own. Someone may have different views, someone may suggest that seek a shortcut, but what I believe, if you are learning, like few of you suggested that time is an issue to learn, someone is facing problem to learn the codes for R. Okay, so do not seek shortcuts, प्रॉपर एक आप नोट्स प्रिपेयर करिए, ठीक है. इफ यू रियली वांट टू मास्टर SPSS, व्हेन आई हैव डन दैट, आई डिड दिस वे. Keep a separate notebook for this. If you're learning from several places, even though you might be facing a issue that repeatedly same content you have gone through, means in one conference you have learned about SPSS something, and in another one you have learned about something else, but with the chronological order, like in May you have learned from me, mention it. Again in August you have learned from anyone else, mention it, so that you have a separate notebook. When you open it, you can learn from that place. Okay, you can recollect the learning. In fact, learning is okay, you people are grown up enough that you can learn in a single lecture, and you can do certain type of calculation, but keeping a notebook will help you. Okay, fine, because everyone seems to be a teaching fraternity. Someone is from AMS background, someone is from some nearby institution, so surely you people have different type of works, so it will be difficult for you to recollect all the knowledge if you have not documented it anywhere. Okay, so and learn by books. Do not seek shortcut, as well as try to learn by books, because if you go through a book or a video content, the difference is book has more authenticity, because some learners have their own perception about particular experiment or particular tool or particular statistical parameter, and they detail in that whole video. Most of the you people try to learn from YouTube tutorials. They are good. There are some renowned person they are teaching there, but if you are comfortable with that, also prefer to have a book, so that you can compare the knowledge that is delivered there and that exists in book. I do not recommend any specific book. Every book is good and perfect. Try to learn from that. Okay, and then adhere to your objectives. Like someone told me that he's facing problem to learn R. Look, if you're going to teach someone R, then you should bother that you should learn more and more aspects of R. Even though start with a specific problem. If you're trying to learn R, or if you're trying to learn SPSS, do not try to eat the whole pie once. Try to take a bite of it. And how to take a bite of it? Try to bring a specific problem once you start learning. Suppose you are learning today, write down a problem like, okay, fine, I need to study how to develop a tool, and for that purpose, what type of analysis I need, and then what for that purpose, what type of software I should need. And then if you are adhering with SPSS, then you should think that if I'm going to develop a research tool or a questionnaire, what type of calculation I can perform on SPSS. Okay, again, that problem which we were thinking that we should go for SPSS or MATLAB or anything specific. So what my version of recommendation or what my viewpoint is, you people should see that what your industry is looking forward. Like if you are from engineering background or some IT background, I have seen most of the research are being conducted on MATLAB. They people are MCA people and these BTech computer science. They people are preparing research papers on what we say photographic detection and some disease detection, these types of things. Most of the research what I have read are from cancer, from this cataract. Some images you people collect, and then you take a you build a model to identify those diseases on a very early basis with the help of artificial intelligence or neural network or machine learning, with the help of that. So if you are from that background, you should have study of some research paper, and then you will be able to know which particular software I need to study first. Okay, again, as a teacher, if you want to teach, even though start with a problem. Like if you are a faculty in management department and you are willing to learn it to teach your students, try to understand what type of problems they should be given, or with what they should be started with. Okay, now we have to decide what type of tools or what type of techniques are used right now in research methodology. So let's understand research process. This may be a very common picture for you people. Okay, I hope you can recognize the book as well, that from where I have taken it. This shows the whole research process. Let's not jump into the complexity of this. Let's understand that what are the different steps which we can imagine by our own. This is a very common feature. I believe this is from CR Kothari. I have taken it, but unfortunately I missed to mention the reference. Okay, but this is from CR Kothari. We all have gone through how a research goes, what are the different research processes, how a research process can be conducted. Okay, we should make it in a simpler version. Actually, I have developed it. Yeah, let's understand for any research what we have to do. Tools, softwares, and templates. This is particular slide setting. But we have to understand that how a research problem can be dealt. First of all, we need to understand problem identification. Then we should know the method, or we should decide the method how we can handle the problem. And then we should have some analysis part, because when we define method, we collect data, and in analysis part we have to analyze that data. so that we can have better understanding of how we can proceed with that. Okay, in problem identification stage, the prevailing softwares are the ongoing pattern is that we go for literature review most of the time. Okay, so let's recall where are we up to now. First we have studied, I'm going back to that so that we can recall that now I'm trying to develop a coherence what I have delivered till now and what I'm going to tell you. So first thing is we tried to understand the need of research methodology. I have given you some definitions, and then I tried to let you know that the definitions are not going to help you if you are really going to study these things. I believe everyone is familiar with Kaizen, and we go with that Kaizen workshop. They all always tell you have to get your hands dirty if you really want to learn Kaizen. Similarly, if you want to learn SPSS, you have to deal with the data, no alternative option. If you're not able to open that particular software in your office laptop or office desktop, so no book or no tutorial is going to help you. You have to work on data in real time. Most of the institution, they provide SPSS. If you're not having it, learn a bit and then try to get a trial version of that in your system so that you can really learn. Okay, so these are some myths which I tried to delve, and then research problem, because this one is the research process. I tried to break it down in a comprehensive manner so that we can easily understand actually when we are going to conduct any type of research, what we have to do. We have to do problem identification, okay, method, and then analysis part. Here, there is a software qualitative research, I believe. For that, they use it very much. And Vivo, okay, you can use that. Problem identification is right now not limited to only literature review. Okay, like that we manually have done earlier in 2 to 4 years ago. Nowadays, you can technically find that what type of keywords are prevailing, what type of problems in any particular field is very much potential. So some software you need for problem identification. I believe I'm making it clear. Okay, so again I am making it clear. Someone can ping it is clear to them what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you that what is research methodology, then I'm trying to bring you to that issue that what type of softwares are there, so that I can tell you that why SPSS is better, and then we can go for practical training on SPSS where we can learn some tricks and techniques about that particular software. Anyone, everyone is having a clarity of that information which I had tried to deliver till now. Just message me, anyone who's having any issue till now. Okay, everyone is gaining something. Okay, fine. So problem identification is a very crucial issue, because most of the researchers among us maybe have conducted any problem, but when you study your research paper, please suggest software name to help in problem identification. Okay, fine. Prefer any qualitative software. Okay, those who can tell you, like NVivo or something like that. Those who can tell you what type of keywords are prevailing. Like you can refer some Google resources. Okay, gradually you will move to that method part. Okay, fine. Suppose you have defined problem, you have gone through so many literature, you have find something very important that find this how I will this how I will be dealing with things. Now the method part, that is very crucial. Okay, problem identification, then we should go for method. If you are going to collect secondary data, there is no issue. You will go to any repository or any database, and you can buy their own data, because conducting experiments are not that much easy for everyone. Okay, is it audible right now? Someone is having some listening issue. Okay, fine. It is audible? Any individual was having some network issue? Okay, fine. So when we jump to that method part, fine. When we jump to that method part, in method we have to understand that those big data, like you have to get some data from for climate, or you have to get some data from any stiffness in the muscle, or you have to get some data for what we can say hardness of any metal. These researches are not that much easy, and the data is available online. They sell it for research purposes. You can go for that. But suppose in behavioral science, or in social science research, or in managerial research, in these researches you have to collect the data from your own, and primary data is very meaningful in these researches. Okay, yeah, someone has suggested so many places are there, they offer data. But suppose if you are as we are mostly from those background where we are belonging to this behavioral science part, so there we have to collect the data. Now the method part is very much crucial. Okay, first you should go for any established questionnaire. Okay, if it is established, it is well accepted. Okay, and when it is well accepted, the data and the finding that you can be easily generalizing, and your hard work for standardizing the tool will be reduced to nothing. You went to some place, if data is if that questionnaire is paid, you pay for that questionnaire, you use it for your purpose, and it is done. If it is in public domain or open to access for everyone, you just mention the reference. Okay, fine, I have collected this data for job satisfaction from this particular tool, or employee satisfaction from with the help of this particular tool, so it will be done. Okay, but nowadays, when you pursue PhD or you are trying to publish your work, developing a questionnaire is almost me. Those publishers emphasize more on this method of data collection rather than the finding. Finding, they know that if the method is good, there is no method bias, there is nothing like that, then only your data or your results will be published in any in any reputed journal. Okay, fine. And then analysis part, that too can be done with the same soft with the help of same software. Okay, so some I would there are so many names, there are so many tools and techniques that are prevailing. But what I requested you people, start with a problem statement. Fine, like everyone is there, I just imagine any person A is sitting here and listening me. Start with that imagination, that suppose you are from a finance background, you should select a problem like this: performance of any particular share over the last 10 years. Okay, and now you will find what SPSS can do for you. Okay, अगर आप पहले से सोचोगे कि SPSS क्या कर सकता है, if you imagine what SPSS can give you, and then start with your problem. So you are starting with a very higher domain and then narrowing it down. So first you have to study so many things that may be useless for you people. Suppose the person I have imagined who has to work in finance, why he should learn market basket analysis with the help of SPSS? I don't believe that there is any reason. And if someone is looking forward for that particular financials, why he should learn this that particular part? Basically, unless until you are going to teach as a researcher, my message is very much clear. You should focus on your problem, then the software will be helping you and you will be able to understand it. Okay, two or three very common names when you will study papers, I'll show you. As I told you, that method becomes very important when we people try to collect data. For social science, let's talk the shortcut. Even I was not willing to say like that, but basics is, if you are conducting any research in social science, like marketing, like some psychological part, like HR, prefer to have a sample of 385. Okay, I'm giving you the crux of the story, then I'll be detailing these things, what these things are. Prefer to have your sample size with 385. More is good. Do not reduce your sample size from this if you are conducting any research for some behavioral science or something like that, because there are so many standards. Like what I have displaying on your screen, it's free. G power is free. Let me share it with you. Manual मैं इसका आपको show करता हूँ. ठीक है. Just a minute. I'm sharing it. So these tools are very common. They are free. I'll be showing you. Even I am having it in my system, so I can show you. Just a minute, okay? Before studying SPSS, I am willing to tell you there is much more to learn. So do not bother if you are facing any problem with SPSS, because you have many problems. So don't stop learning. Let me share with you. Just a minute. I hope it is visible to you people. A particular screen G power. I believe, yeah, it is visible to you people. Okay, what I have told you that a sample size of 385 will suit you people. Okay, now it is available online. Here you can, select the test family. I believe it is visible. Yeah, just a minute. Test family. This particular thing. Yeah, right now it's showing T test. Here, a number of tests are there, like F test, any other particular test. So you can select a parameter from that F test. Okay, fine. Rest of the test you can find here. Statistical test. You have selected test family. Then again, linear multiple regression. What we usually need as a researcher at very early stage, we all focus on mm, multiple regression. So sample size we can also decide from here. Fine. If you want to really learn it, it is available online and you people can learn it from there. I just tried to show you that there is something like G power, so that you can understand that there are different softwares. Those are going to help you at different stages. So at very right now we are learning that what can help us in sampling part. I told you the key is keep your sample size above or up to 385. Okay, you will beat all the parameters, almost beat all the parameters for 95% confidence interval if you have that much sample. G power used for power of any sample or power of any representative sample. Then there are templates also. Do not adhere with any specific tool, any specific software, any specific template. But sample size calculation softwares are there. Sample size calculation templates are there. I'm sharing with you one particular template. Here you can put your expectations. You can put that what type of data you have, what type of confidence interval label you are willing to put in your data. This will also help you to find your sample size, and it is that much easy. You just need to mention exact criteria, that what are your sample expectation. Let me show you. I'm trying to share that screen where you can find, yeah, then you can, I can show you that how it is done. I told you some basic about G power. You should learn it, but present thing is not for G power. I'm just trying to tell you that. Yeah, got it. Now you people can see. Simply you put RAO soft in browser. Sample size. This particular page will appear in front of you. Let me scroll down. Yeah, here is the formula. All the details have been mentioned here. How we calculate that figure of 385 if we are willing to conduct a research for a population which is not measured. Like here the population size is 20,000. You can mention it if you are aware. Most of the time we are not aware that how many people are affected by particular branding strategy. So we take a significant population which is suppose we put here 50,000. In any vicinity we can find it. Watch here, it is getting closer to, I believe you people can see 382. Suppose I bought it 70,000. We are seeing that how these things are increasing, and when we are measuring any behavioral pattern, you know that for any type of phenomena, like you are learning that what is the effect of job satisfaction on employee retainment. Okay, such type of study, population is almost unknown. We don't know. Every employee is a population for that opinion of everyone is going to matter for you people. Now you have made it industry specific, so you are conducting this research in, suppose, any call center, yeah, you can look for any other thing. Okay, fine. I believe you are better able to understand that there are so many softwares you can use. So this will also make it interesting that why we are selecting SPSS and what purposes it could solve. Again, jumping back to our presentation. Yeah. Then let's understand, apart from sample, what are prevailing softwares. MS Excel, if you are having a good hand on it, you should learn it. If you are not have still, you should learn it. And if you are not having any good hand on MS Excel, you should start learning it, because even if you are using SPSS, when I will show you the tricks of SPSS, okay, fine, I'll tell you in the last stage when this presentation is going to get over. I'll tell you that what tricks you can use, ethically use it. Okay, fine, I'll never suggest you that manipulate your data and publish your work. I always tell you that use the ethics. In long run, you are going to survive with only ethics. But the prevailing computing software is MS Excel. Everyone knows it, that what it is. Let me tell you the advantages, because it is easily available, no higher costs, so you can start working on this. Disadvantage, I must tell you that you need to learn all the formulas, what type of functions you need to conduct. Okay, suppose you are from a finance background, probably you may not be good at statistics. Okay, you're from HR background, probably you may not be good at that understanding where how we can correlate that multiple variables. So such type of knowledge you have to gain before using MS Excel for final product. If you're not willing to use that, come to SPSS. That is the advantage SPSS is going to give you. You need not to learn any formula. Okay, that is a drop down menu function. You just reach that place. You should just check that your data is qualifying for that particular software, and it will be done. Fine. So prevailing softwares, when we talk, most of the people have stuck with the R. Some have thought that we should learn MATLAB in comparison with SPSS or along with SPSS. But also, I request, if you really have a good hand on MS Excel, it will contribute to your efforts in SPSS. And even when you try to understand artificial neural networks with the help of SPSS, there are several templates. These, what I'm sharing with you is the very starting part of that. I must not say basic, because this is not, there is nothing like basic, but this is the starting part of that learning which SPSS can produce for you. So there are so many researchers who have developed their templates so that you can better understand what your data is performing, how your data is working. Those templates are developed in MS Excel. So if you are having a good knowledge, you can develop your own templates for purposes. Suppose you are extreme in job satisfaction, or you are learning in green energy or something like that, you can develop your own um, template. Someone from BTech in electronics, the people are right now preferring, I have read so many papers from those technical students. They are trying to develop something which can help organizations to grow green. They, for that, they need huge data. Okay, they can develop their own template. Means you will just enter, okay, fine, I have been using four LEDs for this particular hours in my office, and they will tell you, okay, fine, your office is green, or they are just wasting energy. They will calculate area and something like that. There are students, they are developing these things. So Excel is not something which is very basic. Someone, once we start talking about Excel, people say, nahi 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 nahi, sir, हमें तो SPSS सीखना है, वो बड़ा है. नहीं, it's okay. Excel is something which can contribute to you in many ways. The only difference SPSS makes, it makes it easy for you. You just click and it is done. For Excel, you need to learn so many things, but even have a good hand on Excel, that will help you, because in later stages, when you see read papers on ANN, fine, you want to learn the quality of your model. Again, you will serve someone's particular, you will you need to have some service from anyone else template. Okay, fine. I don't know you people are getting it not, but I need to make it clear that there are softwares are the basic problem. Let's talk. Another computational issue is the computational software is R. When we talk about it, people get very fascinated because this is very trendy. Okay, fine. That okay, fine. Right, learn R, teach R, but the major problem is if you are not from technical background. Technical, what I say, if you have not coded anything any time, you'll be facing problem. Writing syntax and then trying to get the results is not that much easy for a common person. So our advantages, it is easily available. Another thing, open source, so there are so many contributors. Those are making some templates, those are making some plugins, and different types of contributions are coming from people, so you can get it. But there are paid functions also. Adding advantage, people are loving it. In management, okay, fine, what your paper is, it is on, say, job satisfaction, what you have used are, now people are feeling that it is very sound, fine, they are using our software. But the disadvantage is, if you are really going to work it, you have to learn codes. Okay, and it is really not easy. Once, if any one of you have worked on R, he better knows that how difficult it is. And if you just missed one comma, one syntax, something like that, you'll not be able to get the result. So another thing is R. I'm not criticizing or appreciating anything. As I told you, that these are my personal opinions, and I believe that you might be agreeing with that, that working on R is bit difficult. Then once it was also increased Minitab, and then uh, MATLAB. I told you that the RDO is using this particular software containing data at a very large level and analyzing it very precisely. They are using it on this particular software. I don't know what specific they find it in, but they are using it. Okay, fine. So only SPSS is not the answer to your computational issues. That I want to make clear. Okay, for that I was delivering this thing. So till now we have moved to two places. First, what is research methodology? What I believe you are able to recall. We started with this, and then we just understood that there are so many softwares. So you should not think like that. Which software should I learn? Okay, what is the purpose of your learning? If you put that first, software is going to contribute you. If you are thinking to learn G power, suppose you are not having any research problem, why you will need any sampling? Why you will need any sampling software? And in that case, you will not be able to learn G power. As I told you earlier, I am repeating it again. Like Kaizen, you have to make your hands dirty. Like when we are in Kaizen, I have heard that we people are from engineering background also in the audience. So if you are in Kaizen, they told that if you are willing to learn Kaizen, get your hand dirty. If you are willing to learn any software, practically deal with the data, then only you can learn. And as I told you, when you have purpose, you will be better able to learn. Okay, fine. Let's jump to SPSS. These dates hardly matter for you, because what I am going to tell you, I am going to tell you the third part. Now it is starting the actual working with SPSS. So I'll be dealing with the familiarity. Let's go do it one by one. So I'm going to share with you a screen that will be from SPSS, and then I'll start telling you how you can work with SPSS. So I believe you people are getting your notes with you so that you can understand what I have told, because I have not stuffed my presentation with a number of things. I tried to keep it simple. Now you should keep notes, otherwise everything will be gone. Yeah, if you open any SPSS output window, or sorry, output window, I'm wrong. If you any SPSS file having that extension file name .sav, you can write it if you wish to make notes. At some stage, you need to teach someone, or you should know. .sav is the extension file name, and once you open it, it will look like it. Okay, fine. There are two views: data view and variable view. Let me show you. Yeah, here is that data view, and it is variable view. Suppose we have put n number of variables, it will be displayed here. I hope my cursor is on that. This one, two question number. Okay, fine. Up to 45 questions I have mentioned here. Okay. Then type, obviously these data are numeric, weights, decimal, label. If you want to assign any value, like I will try to teach you that how you can develop a questionnaire and opinion survey basically. So here you can put like suppose what. I believe you people are seeing it. So first thing I told you, what is the extension file name for SPSS files? Anyone message in message box so that I can know that I'm making it worthy for you people and you are listening it. Extension file name for SPSS dot sav, fine. Okay, it's common thing. I just try to connect with you people. Okay, fine. So you have to put values because when you move to this, let me cancel it. When you move to data view, there are two options. You can view it like this. For calculation, a data should look like this. But actually, when we collect data, data looks like this. Someone respond to some question like here is question one. Fine. Respondent one neither agree nor disagree. Such type of data he is given. Okay, fine. I believe you can see my cursor value labels. Here you can change the value labels and you can visualize it in form of numbers. How these numbers come? You code it here. You put value for that. Okay, I believe everyone knows it, but still, as I have to tell you that how it works, maybe someone unaware who can see value. You clicked on value labels. Fine. Suppose I have another value 6, and 6 is the respondent is sleeping. Okay, fine. I am conducting a survey. If you were sleeping or not willing to answer or feeling casual about that particular questionnaire at that particular topic time, suppose I visited you after lunch and you people are feeling some dizziness and I started asking questions. I also have mentioned that okay, fine, answer these things. And if you are feeling dizzy right now, just mention it. Okay, so I added it. Fine. Now, if someone is feeling dizzy, he will put 6. What will be the advantage? Anybody can tell me if I have asked such data. What will be the can zoom a bit? Surely, I'll try. Now it is working. It is fine. The zoom quality is okay. I believe you people is able to see it. Okay, fine. So I'm asking that suppose I'm putting a questionnaire in front of someone. Okay, fine. You all people go there, try to get their questionnaire filled. Suppose if I am asking, if you are feeling dizzy, if you are not willing to fill the questionnaire, you can put answer option 6 as an answer. What advantage will I get from that? Or collecting such data will be useful for me, or what betterment can it will make to my data collection? If you put such options, like if you are willing to answer right now or not, the only advantage and the very important advantage you will be getting, that you will be reducing the biasness. Technically, when we talk about common method bias in later stages or when you read papers, common method bias is very debated thing. Nowadays people see that okay, you have done research, what are the details you have mentioned in common method bias. Okay, fine. Technically it is too much, but starting with controlling the bias, if you really want to control the bias in your collected data, put such question, you are willing to answer or not. If someone is really busy and he's having some pressure, suppose you met some institutions head and he asked employees to reply, they are forced to reply but not willing to reply. Okay, fine, manager has told me to complete the questionnaire, but they are completing is not responding it. Try to get the response, not the completion of the questionnaire should be your objective. Fine. So I hope I am able to make it clear what value is. If you are really completing the data or filling the data, yeah, obviously, so bias can be eliminated. So such type of creativity you have to consider, because the more you involve yourself in your research, SPSS is a software. He is not going to do anything for you unless you make him do. Suppose you put, usually आपने यही देखा होगा, everyone, probably you people have seen this particular classification of value. Maybe if there is 7 point scale, some additional two parameters will be added. If it is 3 point scale, two parameters will be deducted. But the sixth parameter which I have told you, put it that I'm not willing to answer. It will help you to reduce the biasness as well as to rectify your questionnaire. Okay, if you have time, you should use that. If you have capacity to revisit your respondent, try to put that option in that. Okay, fine. So you understood the value in column, then it is a scale. So I use the scale. If the data was ordinal, nominal, we can put it there. Sometime if you forget to do this, even though it can computes the function. So I have told you next thing. First thing I told you extension file name. Then I told you there are two views in data view and variable view. Fine. Third thing, third thing I told you that third thing I told you that if you really want to conduct a research, try to put values as genuine as you could. Fine. The most genuine value you put, most adequate data you get. Fine. So I hope I made three things clear. Fine. Then, as I told you, first thing we will be learning about this SPSS is familiarity. So I have introduced you two views. Variable views, okay. I believe measure, scale, everything is fine. Yeah. Now move to this data view. Data view. Okay, one more thing. When you try to do it, if anyone is used to with this particular software, it is okay. If someone is new to this software, here is the variable name. Okay, fine. You cannot put a space in this basic thing, but you should know. You cannot put a space in this. Suppose I am doing it. Variable name contains illegal character. Okay, fine. So there will be no space. So if you are using any variable like job satisfaction, do this. It will accept it. Okay, fine. Other characters they will not introduce here. Look, they are rejecting. Fine. Variable name consider illegal character. So this is something which you will learn with practice. Okay, fine. Once you get problem in naming the character, then you will do it. So fourth thing is naming the character, what I have told you. Okay, it is going to be very interesting. Don't think, if anyone is already using SPSS and is thinking that okay, it is very basic, finally it is going to be very interesting, because I will tell you that how you can control the results. It is unethical, but how ethically you can control the result, I can tell you. But for that I should go through the basics, so that you should be clear, and those who are using it first time, or maybe second or third, or they are still willing to learn, they can use it. Then before going to this analyze menu, here is everything what you need. Okay, fine. Direct marketing, I'll not be getting to be specific to that. I consider you people as a research scholar. I believe that you all are more than that, but still I consider you as a research scholar and tell you the analysis part, detail you, and starting with transfer basic mathematics. Okay, let me share with you. So I hope I tried to make you familiar with the window, how it looks like. And now then, what next thing I would like to tell you about SPSS is basic calculation. I think it is visible. These things you will be learning. First, you got familiarity. This is the third part of our presentation where we are learning to work with SPSS. I am dealing with familiar. I have dealt, in fact, I have just given you a basic introduction. Okay, get the familiarity for this, and then basic calculation. Basic calculation or computation, when I talk about, sometime we have data in a manner where we have to add, subtract, or do some functions. Suppose we have to take an average. How you could do, I will tell you. Do not think that these are very simple things, I know it how to compute, something like that. Gradually when we will move further, I will tell you to control the results, even how you can get a better result from your research. but ethically conduct these things. That is my request, because ethics will lead you for longer time. Okay, fine. So naming the variable, and the fifth thing I'm telling you, that is from computation or basic arithmetics. Okay, fine. If you really want to compute some tables, you have to go to the transform menu. Okay, fine. Go to the transform and then compute variables. Fine. Suppose I have to compute first five variables. Someone has responded about the office ergonomics, like their chairs, their setup, the availability of electricity, or the color of walls, something like that. They have talked, and in five questions they have answered it. Suppose you have asked that, do you really think the color of the wall is going to affect your job satisfaction or mood? So he have mentioned something. Okay, fine. You overall want to know that what exactly it is doing. Fine. These five first question. So you will put a name, physical. Okay, fine. You put it. Do not put a space, otherwise it will not compute. And then this way you can add it. Fine. I hope I'm making it clear. I'm practically telling you, I'm not using very healthy technical jargons so that you can get bored, or you are feeling that I'm not able to associate. I'm good at MATLAB. Why should I learn SPSS? Or I'm very good at R. Why should I learn SPSS? So I'm making it very easy. No technical jargons, practical approach. First four things I have told you were basic, or trying to familiarize you, where I told you what is the extension file name, what are the different views, how you can put values, and how you do the nomenclature for any particular variable. Okay, fine. Then here, basic computation. All the functions are here. I need not to do all the things. You can, click. Suppose I have to get an average of it. Okay, do this. Fine. Then now let me put it here. Here they will give you an option. Okay, fine. Okay, variable name illegal character. Something wrong has happened. Yeah, this one is done. Once you compute something, this window will pop up. Right now, you made a computation. Watch here. They have mentioned it here. And you know what variable name we have kept? Physical appearance. Okay. Now move to this. Move data view. Right. We just have computed this. Okay, fine. We took a simple average. Probably now you people can associate with your needs. Okay, fine. In my research, I have conducted this. This how I can add. This how I can subtract. This how I can divide, or this how I can multiply. Suppose someone among you have asked 12 months expenditure from the respondent, and now you want to take an average. So this how you can conduct it on SPSS. Okay, fine. Only thing you should work here is now move to analyze. Now I wish you should share your problems. Like, I believe everyone is there who is involved in some sort of research. Start sharing with your problems. Like, suppose you are working on the studying consumer behavior for uh, mosquito repellents, like which type of mosquito repellent you are using. Okay, there will be brands, there will be, type of products. Like someone prefers to use mosquito net, someone prefers to use repellent cream, something like that. So definitely every one of you are having some type of research problem with you right now. No one is there who's not having a research problem, because I know, whether you want to disclose or not, you people are from academic background, so you all may be writing some research paper or something like that. Those who are willing, one or two person can message, so that I can detail how you can do it. This is the best approach to learn any software. Find the problem, try to find the solution. Do not try to know what is software. Do not try to know what it can do. It can do numerous things, but what is for your use, only you can retain it. Okay, fine. So anyone can message what type of problem they are facing. Your research problem you can write. Suppose you are working your PhD is I'm pursuing PhD on suppose what we say anything you can write. Why should I put any option in front of you? Anyone who is conducting a research. Okay, fine. Let me imagine that I am having a problem where I am studying differences in opinion in 6 months after a government. Okay, fine. I am moving you from an option to select your own problem to study a selected problem. Fine. Might be it can help you. So I believe I have made it clear. I'm putting the problem statement in front of you. Okay, fine. I'm putting in the message box so that anyone can read it. Pre and post behavior of citizen after any government elected in city. Okay, fine. I still request someone of you can put his own problem because a fictitious problem is second better to solve. Better will be any exact problem which you people are facing in your research. You can share, I can tell you. I believe anyone can share. Okay, fine. I'm posting it. We are studying this particular problem. Look, more you perform some action, more you study about SPSS. These are two different things. If you want to study, you can go on internet, read a number of tutorials, but that will not tell you how it can be done. I believe problem is clear with everyone. Anyone who is clear, just mention yes in that answer box. What we are going to study in SPSS right now. I'll tell you how you can control this. Right now, it is not very much, necessary for you. But later, yeah, it is clear to someone. Fine. If one is okay, everything is okay. Pre and post behavior of citizen after any government elected in city. Suppose it is, election time and someone got selected. Now you should imagine these questions in a different manner. Earlier, I have used office ergonomics as a key problem. Right now, I'm telling you. Just imagine you are conducting a survey to understand the behavior or happiness level or the satisfaction level of citizens among any particular thing. Fine. So you asked first question, do you believe that this government has done something better than earlier? Okay, fine. They will respond you in one manner. Fine. Another question will be something else. Try to keep maintaining your notes, else everything will be managed. And this how you will be involved in this. Okay, putting things on presentation slide might not be able to teach you. Fine. 4 to 5 questions you may have asked. Any other type of column you can imagine? Any other type of column in the data? You can imagine. Okay, fine. After these questions, there might be one more data table. I believe you will agree. There will be a data table of pre and post. Pre and post respondent types. Actually, we should mention respondent type. I believe you people are able to understand how it is working. Again, you have decided one variable, given a name to it. Values one. You can put one or two interchangeably anything. But as chronology says, first I have surveyed before election.
So I'll be having one type of respondent chunk before election. They replied to the functioning of government. I added it. Second, after election. After after 6 months of election, just after election, you cannot find any change. If someone is suggesting, okay, fine, this particular government has been elected and I'm very happy with it, they might be their fan or they might be their, party members. The real respondent will only be able to reply to any particular such type of questions after almost 6 months to 1 year. We added it. Now you understood that why we add value, how we add value. I believe I'm making it clear that how you can do it. Fine. Here is the respondent type. It will be reflected at the end of the data set. Yeah, here. Fine. You can see that a column has been generated. Putting your data will be like those who have replied before, you have mentioned here, after you have mentioned here, such type of data you have maintained. Okay, fine. Now, when you try to compute it, I'm trying to tell you the functions which you can use in this particular SPSS software. First, you need to understand the descriptive part. Any data before applying, any statistical tool, we must understand the nature of data, how it is, what it is. So there are descriptive statistics option. Here you can understand frequency of that particular data. Take anything. As I told you, hand-on training means you have to go through the data. If you are having any operational system with SPSS installed, you can simultaneously perform these functions which I am doing. Okay. Any fixes data you can imagine, or if you are not having any data set prepared right now, even open the SPSS file and try to find out, okay, fine, in my analyze column, I have these things. Which sir is showing here? Fine. Any type of statistical consideration you can compute. Now I don't need to understand what is standard deviation in terms of formula. Actually, I have to know that what is standard deviation, how it works, skewness, kurtosis. Okay, can anybody tell me, if everyone is listening, can anybody tell me what these two parameters are going to tell? Skewness and kurtosis. For what we measure? Like here it is mentioned that measures of central tendency are mean, median, mode. Why we use distribution, or I mean skewness or kurtosis? What they are going to show? Suppose I computed it. Uh, Let me show you charts. I put it in histogram. You can see it. I believe you people can see it. Can anybody tell me that skewness and symmetry of data? Okay, fine, fine. Surely they show the same thing. As I told you, once you perform this function, another window will be popped up. I need to share that. Let me show you. Yeah. Here is the outcome window. You asked for everything and they gave it to you. Skewness is here. Standard error of skewness, kurtosis. And finally, one histogram which suggests that data is skewed towards particular point 5. Okay, such type of data is suitable for in data by fine. Some respondent has replied for that question where I asked that for what we use skewness and kurtosis. So I believe with the help of this, I'm able to tell you that how you can use SPSS for computing the distribution of data or frequency or nature of data. Can anybody tell that what type of test I cannot implement on this data? Anyone? Actually, when I will move further, I'll trick you that how you can manipulate these things. Means everyone is trying to conduct a survey, you people are having some sort of data, but
At the end of the day, you believe that, okay, fine, my particular coefficient is not working. Okay, fine, I imagined that there was high correlation, but unfortunately it is not there. And if I'm telling anyone the findings, they say nahi, इसमें तो correlation होना चाहिए, there must be correlation among these two variables. So why this error occurs and how you can rectify this error? But I'm telling you, just trying to familiarize with. uh, Someone raised a hand. Okay, no negative data can be tested. Okay, fine. Okay, Vidhi, you can message if something you need to share. No negative data can be tested. Fine. Okay, basically, there is a limitation in some particular statistical test, but that will be beyond the purview of this present session. I'm trying to just familiarize you. I'm just trying to tell you that how you can do this. Okay, fine. So I believe I am able to tell you. Let me share you again the SPSS window. I believe I'm making it meaningful for you people. Maybe some of you are far from these contents. They have much more than it, but still I need to deliver it. Okay, fine. So what I have told you, how you can analyze the descriptive part. Then, as we all know that now our data is, for suppose question one, you want to, now we have to compare. I believe you all remember the problem we have considered. The problem was post and pre and post behavior of citizens towards any elected government. Suppose any election is there and they have conducted it. Grouping variables you can consider, type 1 and 1 to 1. It's a simple test. Yet what you say, okay, fine. They are putting question marks because our data is incomplete. At the end of the data, I believe you are able to see it is only filled up to this particular point. Okay, fine. Anyone can tell that if we are collecting the data for happiness of anyone or satisfaction of anyone, will be will this data be able? We will be able to generalize this data or not? Can we generalize the findings? We went to some place, we asked people for response, we made some questions like, "Yeah, are you happy with the performance of earlier performance of government?" Suppose you ask, "Are you happy with the performance of government?" And before election you visited a place, and after election you visited a place with a gap of 6 months. We asked the same respondent, tried to find those households where you conducted the survey, and re-asked those questions again. Can we generalize these information or these data? No, you cannot generalize. Let me answer. You have to standardize your tool. You have to check that if you are collecting responses from people, they have been collected with the help of a standardized tool. And when we talk about standardization, you can write, if you wish, if you are writing, you can write, or you can just listen. If you want to develop any data collection tool, reliability, important thing, validity, okay, and common method bias. No data in the universe can be collected purely. It is very much true, unless until it is scientific data. Suppose you measure the temperature of any particular liquid, it is scientific. You calculated 2 plus 2, it is 4. There is no deviation in that. But when you calculate behavioral data, like you are happy or not, everybody is listening me. Someone plays yes if they are listening. I would like to ask a humorous question. Anybody listening? Everybody is listening. Okay, I don't know. Anybody listening can put yes in this. Yeah, someone is listening. I'm just asking a humorous question so that you can understand how this bias comes. Suppose a person is there. He is studying in an institution. I went to him. I asked, "Are you happy?" He said, "Yes, I'm very happy." very happy. And then again, I visited him again. He got placed in a very good company. I asked him, "Are you happy?" He said yes. Again, economic recession came. I visited to that person. He lost his job. He almost got bankrupt. I asked him, "Are you happy?" He said yes. How it is happening? Why he's responding that way? Can anybody tell? You can understand the bias very much with this funny incidents. And suppose he got married and even he's saying that I'm happy. It is a very I don't believe that people are associated. Otherwise, it is a humorous thing. Actually, his name is Happy. And in n number of time when you will ask, "Are you happy?" He will say, "Yes, I am happy." I was trying to focus you. Most of the researchers focus on reliability and validity, but they forget the common method bias. Method bias, basically we use common method bias word, but the method bias they forget. And if a person is named as happy in the very childhood, he will be happy throughout his life because his name is happy. If you personally asking in a manner that what you are feeling right now or what are your emotions right now, probably then he could answer in a proper way. So again, coming back to that issue where I was telling that if you are collecting any type of data, you have to be very much clear that what you are collecting, and you can collect the quality data which can be easily generalized with the help of reliability, validity, and common method. These three things they expect you to predict. I will tell you what I could in this present session with the help of this data. When you talk about reliability, okay, fine. Again, I would like to reorganize what we are doing. In this particular time, we are understanding how we can use this analyze menu. Okay, there are a number of functions, each and every I cannot brief. We should have a problem. Then I can tell you how we can, use this SPSS. I requested a problem from your side. Unfortunately, or some due to some issue, there was not a specific problem. So I created a fictitious one. Then I tried to detail you that how you should, yeah, or how your data will look. Okay, fine. Then I ask you, can you use that data to really predict the happiness of citizenship or the satisfaction of citizenship in a particular city for a particular government at an instant time? Then I told you, no, you cannot do that. First, you have to standardize your tool. First, you have to standardize that means from which you are trying to collect the data. Then only you can generalize that. Okay. Then I told you the questionnaire should be standardized with the help of reliability testing, validity testing, and common method bias. Okay. So I will like to tell you how you test reliability in SPSS. There are numerous measures. Okay, as I told you, follow the trend. What people are doing in the you know uh, split half, Gutman. There are so many tests. Let me show you. Analyze menu. Suppose you are going to conduct the reliability analysis for your data. So what you have to do? Go to analyze. Now you can write. Go to analyze menu. Okay, go to the scale. Obviously you are developing a scale and trying to analyze the reliability of that particular scale. So you use scale, fine. Then go to the reliability analysis. Go to the reliability analysis. Okay, I believe I am able to tell you how it works. Okay, fine. Now it is now what next I will be telling you is my own experience and opinion. I did not find any particular reference for this knowledge which I am sharing, but it is working and it is the learning which I am telling you. So ninth thing which I am telling you is reliability analysis with the help of Cronbach alpha. Here you can see so many other yeah, I believe it is visible to you people. Alpha, split half, Gutman, parallel, strict parallel. These are some other methods, but usually Cronbach alpha, that is something which is expected from you researcher to develop a questionnaire. When you are trying to develop a questionnaire, this is something which is required from your side. Okay, so suppose I considered 45 such statements. Okay, 45 such statements I have considered for my study. Fine, which can evaluate a satisfaction level of citizen for any government. Can anybody tell what parameters we should look for? Obviously, corruption, electricity, development, employment. These questions will be asked from those citizens. Okay, are you happy with these things? Fine. I believe I'm making it clear and sound. Suppose you are conducting extensively for security, social security, against crime, those normal crimes like theft, burglary, and this fraudulent activity, encroachment, such type of things you are asking. If you are asking all 45 questions for that particular thing, that will be a different case. If you are asking 5 questions for 9 different parameters, that will be totally different thing. And if you are randomly putting questions about the government's performance, okay, that will be a third case where you will do factor analysis and then try to find out what questions particularly predict are going to predict particularly which type of uh, what we say, which type of characteristic of that government. Again, I repeat, before conducting this reliability analysis, because in many studies you may have find that Cronbach alpha calculated or computed for a particular instrument, like 45 question, one Cronbach alpha is there. Sometimes you see that specific variable, one Cronbach alpha, other specific variable, another Cronbach alpha. Now you are getting in the tougher part of the story. Okay, so I believe if you're writing it down, it is going to help you in the future course of your research. In certain type of, there are three conditions how you are developing a questionnaire. You selected one particular characteristic, asked 45 questions about that. You selected 9 different characteristics and asked 5 questions for each particular characteristic, or you selected random questions for your satisfaction of citizen for that particular government, and you asked them 45 questions, but you don't know what exactly those questions will be telling you. They will be, after factor analysis, they will be clubbed to some certain factors. Okay, I believe I'm making it clear. Now it is a bit complex. If you are able to comprehend, it is well and fine. If you're not able to comprehend, I'll be there. I'll be requesting you at the end of the session that try to develop your, bring your own problem. Do not develop. You might be having, you might be writing any research paper. Come to me with any problem you are facing, and I'll try to resolve it in the next session if I'll be having it day after tomorrow. Okay. So here is that. Okay, fine. Now I would like to share, I have conducted that analysis. Now I would like to share that screen. Output window, let me share you. Then I'll be telling you how this Cronbach alpha is worked upon, and I'll tell you how to manipulate it. Okay. Here is that output window. Okay, fine. Yeah, fine. I believe you can see Cronbach alpha value 0.880. 0.880. Okay, fine. Is it visible to everyone? I think it is visible. Anyone who is trying to develop a questionnaire right now and having a problem in this particular coefficient, they are not able to get proper Cronbach alpha for their questionnaire. Anyone? Anyone who is conducting research right now and able to not able to get this particular coefficient working? If anyone could tell, I will tell him or her how you can improve your this particular score. Okay, fine. I got a Cronbach alpha value above 9. Okay, fine. I got a Cronbach alpha value above 9. Can anybody tell it is a good questionnaire or something is wrong there? Because I believe that it is very much clear that Cronbach alpha value closer to 1 is good. Almost zero point 0.6, zero point 0.7 above is considerable and good for any questionnaire. Anyone who's having problem at, okay, fine, someone is having problem at this stage, so I will tell you how you can control these things. Fine. Okay, suppose I have collected the data, that present data which I have collected. Okay, let me show you one other function in this liability analysis, and then I will tell you the next thing. I again request you work upon it. If you really want to work, reading it will not help you. Reading SPSS will never going to help you. You have to work. You have to get some fixtures data online. It is available. You can download. You can create your own by your imagination according to your research problem. You can create. Fine. Again, similar procedure. I just reached here. That is statistical. Here is an. I hope you people are writing it. I'm telling you, Cronbach alpha value improvement. First, what we have to do technically, we should check here scale if item deleted. Okay, there is some issue in the numbering because it is not in sequence. Some questions has been eliminated in this. It is up to one, it is starting with 1, ending on 45, but actually there are only 36 questions. There are few questions that has been eliminated from here. So what I have checked here, under this dialog box, just place a check on this scale if item deleted. Continue. Okay. Now again I have to reshare the window. As I told you, there are two windows, one on which you are working, and after each computation in SPSS, when you compute it, the result is on output window. So I'm yeah, here I am able to share it. Cronbach alpha if item deleted. I hope you remember that here it is. In our calculation, our Cronbach alpha for those 33 questions was 0.880. Fine. Do not bother about the rest of the table. Like, forget this. I hope my cursor is there. Forget these things. Just focus on this Cronbach alpha if item deleted. In the language of SPSS, item represents one particular question which you have put in the questionnaire. Suppose you asked, are you happy with the electricity availability in your town? Okay, maybe in some places electricity is for 24 hours. They may not realize the importance of this question, but in some villages electricity is only there for 4 to 5 hours, and the government changes and the things get improved. Probably it is for 8 to 10 hours. What they'll be saying, they'll be saying it is fine, it is okay, fine. So such type of questions you put, just see this particular table. No value is above 0.880. Here is one 88 I believe you people can see 88883. Okay, 883 is somewhere. Let me put the cursor there. Still, someone can message if they are able to grasp things. Yeah, I needed it to zoom so that I can show you. Yeah, this Cronbach alpha if item deleted table. You can see here. I believe where is my cursor? You can see, focus there. No value is above 0.880. But once I find any values, 0.881. First, the value 0.880 is very good, more than good. If you are having this much value in your questionnaire, you should move ahead. Suppose if you are having not this much value, eliminate this question. Okay, if you eliminate this particular question, your Cronbach alpha value will improve for 0.001 right now. In this particular case, as this data has been meant for tutorial, this is not actual data, so these values can be very high. Now some people are told they are facing problem in this. Okay, I'll tell you how you can get a better Cronbach alpha. I think that will be the last thing I'll be telling you today, because this will take that much time. So let me show you first thing what we will be learning here. Similarly, for all the SPSS calculation, there are some tricks. You learned about the familiarity in the third part where you are having hand-on training. I told you what are the different interfaces. Let me see. Screen पे ठीक. Basic calculation, I told you how you can compute. Then I raised a problem where you can use the tool. Then working with the data, I tried to tell you how a tool can be developed. Okay, so I again try to recall you at the eighth point. I told you reliability, validity, and method biasness. These three things you need to predict in your research. After that, when you generalize the findings, people will accept it. Any level of research paper will accept it if you are generalizing any finding after computation of these three things: validity, liability, and mentioning the bias which may not be reduced or which unfortunately occurred in your data. Okay. And then cheat code part. I wish I could have told you several other variables, like how you can improve the R value, R square value, how you can create the differences, because there are cheat codes. Okay, again I repeat, when I have mentioned cheat code, I do not mean that go and manipulate your data and get it published by any reputed journal, because they will not do. You'll be having a disappointment. You can fool some people sometime, not all the people all the time. It is very much true. So do not cheat. Learn these cheat codes, how Conmac alpha value can be manipulated. I will tell you, but for a good reason. Okay, fine. Again, I request you, ethics is the soul of research. Do not take it out from the research. Otherwise, research will be dead, and that does not, have worth. Unless it is a walking dead season. Only that place I found the importance of dead people. They can create a whole web series. Otherwise, do not take ethics out of research. It is very much important, but I will tell you how you can understand what is causing problem in your Cronbach alpha computation. Again, I will share you the data, and I will tell you, I'll try to visualize you how you have collected the data, how you might have collected that data, and thus you will try to thus I will tell you how you can find the scope for the improvement of data. Window is there. Yeah. Last thing of the presentation is playing with the data on SPSS. Now you can have any value of SPSS response. Okay. First thing, if you are aware of the problem, next time when you are in the field and collecting the data, keep one thing very much clear. Carry an envelope with you. Suppose if you are giving some questionnaire to someone, mark that envelope with that particular area. Okay, suppose in the present problem, I have collected data for 36 questions in a city. Consider it Meerut. Okay, or consider it Ghaziabad. Fine. Divide these questionnaires in homogeneous parts. Like if you are willing to fill 400 questionnaires, divide into 50 50 50, and then divide the Ghaziabad city into 50 different locations where you can go. It might be the central part of the city, outer part of the city. Divide these things. Okay, fine, and keep the questionnaire at that particular place. Suppose you have divided 400 questionnaires you are willing to get filled. Okay, you are going to visit, say, 8 places in Ghaziabad. So I believe 50 questionnaires will be filled on one particular page. Okay, fine. Try to keep those questionnaires separate. And when you mention the data on your spreadsheet, mention it which data belongs to which place. Okay, how you can control results and how government do it, I'll tell you. How companies do it, this is something which I am going to tell you, because you, after this, no one can say it is unethical. Only thing will be, it will be biased. Okay, suppose you conducted this particular survey on 4 places. Now again, I must share the window. I am individual window I am sharing, so it is making me just a minute. Entire screen. Fine. While I'm switching between, it was making me difficult. Now I believe you are able to see my screen. Fine. So here is the data which I was dealing with. You got this data from some place. Fine. I'm copying it. I'll tell you the manipulation trick. Fine, I got it. Now I'm using MS Excel for some manipulation purpose. I believe it is clear. You people can see it. This is how I transported the data, just copying and pasting it. There are numerous ways, but that is not important. I am getting it here. Okay, fine. I got it on my Excel spreadsheet. I have selected the whole data. I am using auto sum function. Fine. This will do computation for whole data. I believe you are able to understand these particular values. Let me see. It is visible on. Yeah, yes, it is visible on your screen. Yeah, I hope you are able to understand these values. I am telling you. I repeat it again. What I am telling you, how you can control the Cronbach alpha value. Hope you are seeing it. What are these values? Actually, these values are scores for particular questions. Okay, let's move back to that. Yeah, this was your actual spreadsheet where you were dealing with that data. Fine. I hope I'm making it clear. Anyone can message me if it is meaningful to them. I don't know exactly I'm making a sense to you people or I'm contributing to your knowledge base. Okay, fine. It is working for some people. That's good. So this is your data set. This is something which you have, gathered from places. Just imagine how this data set has been prepared. You visited a place in Ghaziabad. Suppose you are conducting that survey, which I have fictiously considered in example. This is the person one. Here, the one is the person one, whom you asked 36 questions to respond. He responded one in a manner of three, two in a manner of five, three in a manner of three, four in a manner of two. This way, you have asked. You can scroll down so that you can find how many respondents are there. There are 500 respondents in this fictitious data set. Okay, fine. I will tell you how you can improve your Cronbach alpha value from the collected data without, making a manipulation. First thing, delete that particular item which is making negative impact on Cronbach alpha value and putting you behind the bars of reliability testing. Fine. These are 500 people. Okay. Now you can understand these are 500 people responding to question one, question two. Here
Can
you can see. I believe I'm making it clear. Here you can see the total score for those answers. Like if you asked about the electricity, okay, here is the response. Question 1 was for electricity. 500 respondent, minimum 1. That means this score will not be less than 500. Try to understand what I'm giving you a key. Okay. I repeat it again. If you can document it somewhere, you'll be able to do this trick, improve your data set. This value where 2090 is written, this will not be less than 500 because minimum response is 1. This will not be higher than 25. I believe I'm right. Yeah, 2500 because the maximum is 5. Fine. Anyone will respond either 5 or 1 or in between something. So this value will be 500 to 2500. Fine. Now see, all the responses are similar. All the respondents are similar. Similar. Fine. Fine. I had selected up to this. Here you can see one outlier. Outlier, I believe everyone knows. Different from the group, nothing else, no magic tricks, no statistical jargon. Outlier मतलब जो भी आपके data set से different हो. Here you can see this particular question, okay, is contributing to a different number. Means all the others are similar. This is contributing less. Fine. Now just, I hope I'm making it clear. I'm a bit doubtful. Okay, fine. This difference is considerable. People can understand. Just write yes so that I can understand. I have made it clear up to this place. Write yes in the box. Anyone? I believe I make it clear. I'm making it clear. What you did, you transported that data to visualize it better in Excel. Okay. For each question, what is the total score? For question 1, total score is 2053. It cannot be less than 500. It cannot be more than 2500 in our case, in our example. Here you can see approximately all the question, all the data are close, but here is a different one. 831. Completely different from that group. This how you can identify outliers into a questionnaire of 40 to 50 questions. Easily you can, these all is for academic research. Obviously, business research are much more, big data is there. But for academic purposes, if you are conducting a research or if you are telling to your students to conduct a research and they are facing a problem in Cronbach alpha, they should do this computation and they will be able to identify, okay, fine, here is the problem. That Cronbach alpha, if item deleted table have also done that. But now you have to improve it. Now the trick comes, let me eliminate this. Yeah. Now the trick comes, you all know that this particular area represents up to this 500. This represents the number of respondents. This represents the questions. Here you can create another table where you can mention that from where you have collected the data. Okay. Suppose you went to any place, say Kavinagar, say I know one place in Ghaziabad. So you collected this data from here. These 50 respondents are from your place 1. Okay. This way you will do it for all the 8 places where you have visited. Okay. I hope I'm making it clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This way you will make 8 places from where you have got the data. Okay. Now you can visualize it. Manually you can visualize with the help of statistical tool that in which particular data set one is higher. Suppose, I hope I'm making clear. So what we will do, if you want to reduce the Cronbach alpha value, which usually we do not do. Usually what we do, we try to have a higher Cronbach alpha value for saying that it is a reliable questionnaire. Fine. Here is that particular data set. You can easily see. For other questions, people are responding 4, 5 usually. At this place, 1. Most of the people has responded 1. In the upper part, there are some people who have responded 5 also. So what I will do, I will increase the sample size in this area. For this data, I have used only 50 respondents. But I know that higher proximity of or higher likelihood for our questions is here. Fine. Now I am able to tell you how big firms or government control the survey, and I do not say they always do, but some place, some instance, they try to manipulate. How the stats is manipulative, you can see it. I just tried to know from where I can get improved response. Okay, I will never visit. Okay, I will never visit those places where people are not liking the government. I can easily see, yeah, these places. I will extend the survey at this place. You can see in the adjacent table, yeah, these values are higher in comparison to other places. Here is only one person who is responding 1 at this place. Otherwise, people are a bit happy with the question and they are positively responding. Okay, fine. Once you will reconduct the survey and you will be finding a change in that particular data. Now, automatically your cronback alpha will be improved. This is not ethical, because if you want to generalize something, you should say what data say. But data can be controlled, and I am willing to know that I made it clear or not. Yes, sir, we are getting fine. So you people are better able to understand now how data can be improved, how governments, publish the data, how governments can manipulate their own performance, how when positively or negatively, both way. Newspapers, those from left side, they can manipulate against the government, those from right side, they can favor the government. These things does happen all over the country, all over the globe, different country, different places. So this is the key part of today's session, what I tried to tell you. First, okay, I thought I made it clear how you can improve your cronback alpha value with the data. Conduct a survey, find the weak point of the, sometimes it will not be that much easy. Sometimes there will be a mixed response. You'll not be able to understand where you can get the likelihood for your questions, or from which demography you can get the better response. So that makes the work tedious, but still the result will be biased. Then you should do one thing: specify the demography. If you really, if you are really bothered to conduct a survey, because there is a time limit issue. If you are in PhD, you have 4 years along with your job. Many of you have got government sponsorship for their project, but some of you might be financing their own research. In that case, you have a limitation of time limit and resources. Okay, so genuinely specify you conducted the research in this area. This will somehow heal the wounded research, not let that die. I told you before the starting of this manipulation trick, do not take ethics out of the research. It will kill the research. So still the wounded research will be healed if you mention that, okay, fine, this research does not belong to Ghaziabad, this belong to Kavinagar. Interpreter must consider this fact. This how you can make the wounds heal. Still the research got biasness, but this trick will help those researchers who are financing their own research, trying to learn SPSS in this particular session, and I wish to contribute to their research. For those, this trick may be useful. I believe it is, and if it is, those who are getting benefited can write yes in the message box. I believe I'm making a benefit with this knowledge. If someone is benefited, you can mention yes. Okay, fine. I believe things are workful for people. Okay, fine. So there are similar type of tricks for all the computation. Even you can control at higher level. You can control the variables. You can control the variables. If I say, that means you put 30 questionnaires, you wish that these 30 questionnaires should predict or should result in the four factor after factor analysis, you can do that. If you wish 30 questions should predict only one, you can do that. That is something you can do with the help of some tricks. But again, that will create the research somewhere biased. So I do not suggest it. But for researchers who are financing their research by their own, they must know it. They must use this knowledge, rectify their demographic area, rectify their demographics. Like they can change the age. Suppose here the key factor, the changing factor was area. In your research, maybe age group will be different. You ask someone you love Spotify, someone from very early stage who is preparing for any examination, he might not be interested in listening music. So avoid those respondent, turn those respondent towards the place where you can, get better responses for your questions. So now I should summarize my whole work for the day. So again, I started with telling you what is the importance of research method. I put some definitions in this particular presentation up to 8th slide, but literally to tell you on the 9th slide that it all was useless. Why we should bother about how much research are going on, how much things are going on? Because we either you are going to teach someone, then you should carry the expertise part. Otherwise, you should have the problem with you, then try to learn. Things will be bit easier for you. That I believe. That is my personal viewpoint. Again, I repeat that sentence which I have used earlier, that when people say myth, opposite to that, they use fact. Myth or reality. They use such type of words together. But I have used myths as well as viewpoint because I don't know what is exactly a fact. What I know, it is my viewpoint. Don't take any shortcut. Learn by books. Adhere to the objectives. Manage the resources. That is something which I have not mentioned at the earlier part. But now you realize what I have told you will help you to manage the resources. Suppose you take a leave for 7 days from your work organization to conduct a research. You are limited to conduct a research in that particular time. Suppose institution has given you four assistants in terms of some students. They given you four students. They will be helping your research. You instead any place or you let them go to that place. So your resources are limited. So you have to learn things in that particular resources. You cannot say that okay, fine, my institution does not provide me free SPSS. They provide you other things. Try to install a SPSS trial version in any specific system which your administrator allows, and learn for that 2 or 3 weeks, whatever they are providing. Fine. And again, learning is all the same which we were using in our early days. Keep a notebook. Else, there are n number of works. You will forget what you have learned today. Tomorrow, you will not be able to understand what you have gone from this particular session of 2 hours. Okay, fine. Then again, I told you research process. I tried to tell you what type of softwares and templates are prevailing, because when we are there to learn anything, we just focus on that. We get in a block and we think that this is very important. Either we will understand it, either we will learn SPSS, either will not learn. If we learn, it will be good. If we will not learn, we'll think it is very difficult. So there is nothing such things. If you don't learn, never bother. Try again, because there are so many things beyond SPSS that are contributing to your research process. You have to learn so many things. So the no in SPSS will not help you. Okay, fine, I did not get anything in this SPSS. Try again. Try to learn it again. Because if you will say no to SPSS, will you be able to say G power, no to G power? Will you be able to say no to say what is here or soft? You cannot say. So start learning. Then some basics I've told you. Then again, this working with SPSS, familiarize. I tried to familiarize you with this basic windows. I tried to tell you how you calculate. I tried to give you a research problem, a fictitious one. I wish I could have a genuine one so that it can have contributed to anyone's paper, but take it. Still, I tried to tell you how to develop a tool. A development of tool is really very tedious work. All the publication, getting your PhD awarded, getting your research paper awarded, is revolve around the way you collected the data. Okay, do not bother that if you really, for a basic example, I tell you, You know that if you add sugar, tea is going to be sweeter. Okay, it's a very basic component, like 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Even if your result is not predicting that, do not bother, publish it. Just bother to mention the way you collected the data, and it will be published in any reputed journal, because they are trying to bring the facts to the people. Because these research papers are studied by policymakers, if they are there to read it, if they are interested. This research, okay, fine, if I must say research paper is not a proper word, because research papers are hardly read by policymaker. We academicians usually read it. But suppose this research has been conducted for any organization, and a manager is sitting, he will be not bothering that whether his advertisement is making impact on the buying or not. He just wanted to know it is making an impact or not. Okay, fine. So do not bother what your result says, try to bother how it came. Everything will be fine. And there is always a cheat code, because when you conduct such type of research several times, you know that what is going through that data, and you can manipulate the data, but always manipulate for a good reason. Because I just mentioned that resources are limited. You have financed your, I know several people who have started their PhD without guidance, without elimination methods for these critical issues. They just dropped the idea to continue. They submitted the fee, tried, qualified for the exam, and studied for coursework, and finally they did not get anything, because this elimination procedure was not with them. Okay, I think I made it clear all to you, sir. That is all what I had. Anything if you people would like to ask, you just message me. Okay, thank you, Ankit sir. Thank you, Ritesh sir. Thank you, Single sir. Sabhi, thank you for giving me an opportunity to telling you these things. And audience, thank you for listening.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Participants, if they're having any kind of questions, they can ask. Okay,
Okay,
I think
fine.
that content is delivered in such an effective manner. There is no doubt at all.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Okay. So thank you, Gautam Jaiswal. You explained this topic in such a lucid manner that everyone would be able to understand the basic concept, how research is being done, how we can apply and use SPSS in our research, what are the basic errors which we generally do, and how we can rectify it. So it's very informative and very knowledgeable, and we are going to use all those things in our research also. And thank you so much. Thank you for such a effective and wonderful information sharing. Thank you so much. Okay, participants, the feedback form has been mentioned in the chat box.
Sir, please resend the feedback form on chat box.
Okay,
Yes, I'm sharing.